Hello everyone, let's understand the concept of pointers. Let's consider a declaration. Here you see I am declaring a variable I and the value of I is initialized with 3. So what this declaration tells? This declaration tells the compiler to reserve a space in memory to hold this integer value, and with that memory associate a name I. This is why this name I is called identifier, and store the value 3 at that memory location. It means in memory you see there will be a block of memory in which the value 3 will be stored, and it will have a location also. So in memory, let's say the location of this allocated space or this allocated memory block is 2554. So this you can say is the name of variable I, is the value of variable 3, and is the address of this variable in memory is 2554. So let's understand again. When this line will be executed, a block of memory will be assigned to store this value I in memory. Let's say this block is allocated for this variable I. So value 3 will be stored in this memory block, and of course this value will be stored in binary actually. I just have written this value in decimal, and this block of memory will have an address also. This value 2554. Basically this is the address of this block actually, the location number, and a name I is associated with this location. So whenever we write I, it means we are referring to this value actually. So declaration of I as an integer means there will be a memory block so that we can store this value 3, and that memory block will have an address also. This is called the address or location of this I actually. So this is the value of I and this is the address of I. And with this memory location, with this memory block actually, this name I is associated. So this is why this is called identifier also. Means this allocated block of memory can be identified with the name I. And if we are using a Turbo C compiler, then this block of memory will be of 2 bytes. Since in Turbo C an integer takes 2 bytes of memory. And if we are using a compiler in which integer takes 4 bytes, then this block will be of 4 bytes. And the address of this variable I will be the location number of the first byte of this allocated space. That means if the variable I is being assigned 4 bytes of memory block, then out of these 4 bytes, the location number of first byte will be the address of this variable I. We can print this address through the following program. You see here, to print the address of this I am using this %us format specifier, and to refer this value I am using this ampersand before the name of this variable I. So when we run this program, we'll get the address of I and the value of I. So the format specified to print the address of any variable is %u. Basically the data type of any address is unsigned. This is why we use %us format specifier, whether it is the address of an integer variable or it is the address of any other data type. And to refer this value, we use this ampersand sign before the name of this variable. Let's say I have to print the address of a float variable. Then again we have to use the same format specifier. Actually, the address of any variable, whether it is an integer variable or it is a float variable or it is a structure variable, the location in the memory will be a number actually. It means the address of any data type, any variable will be a number, will be a unsigned number. This is why to print the address of any variable, the address of any data type, we will use the same format specifier, that is %u. Now comes the definition of pointer. So pointer is a variable which is used to store the address of another variable. That means if a variable stores the address of another variable, then that variable is called pointer variable. It is declared by using this asterisk operator before the name of variable. Like here I am declaring two variables. I is an integer variable while p is a pointer variable. You see, I am using the sign of asterisk, this star sign before the name of this variable p. It means this p is not a normal integer variable. It is a pointer variable. That means we will use this variable p to store, to hold the address of an integer, not the value of an integer. Like if the value of I is 10, then we can assign the address of I to this variable p. So you see, p now contains the address of variable I. Like this, if suppose the address of I is 6554, then the value of this p will be this 6554, which actually is the address of I. Now let's discuss the main concept. If a pointer has the address of a variable, then it can access and modify the value of that variable. Means suppose we have a pointer p which holds the address of a variable I, then through p we can access and modify the value of this variable I actually. So if we want to access the value of I through pointer p, we use asterisk p. It means asterisk p is now synonym to I. Both are referring to the same value, the value of I. Like if we do asterisk p plus plus, it is equivalent to I plus plus. If I am assigning a value 20 to this asterisk p, we actually are assigning the value to variable I. That means asterisk p is now synonym to I if p holds the address of I. So what is the main concept? If a pointer variable p holds the address of a variable I, then we can access the value of this variable I through p also, and hence this p is called pointer to I. So whenever we are referring p, we actually are referring the address of I, and whenever we are referring asterisk p, we are referring the value of I. Let's understand this with this example. You see, in this example, I am declaring two variables, variable I and variable p. I is an integer while p is a pointer to integer. Since I have used asterisk sign before the name of this variable p, so if we assign the address of I to this P, then we would say that P is pointing to I now. P is a pointer to I. So through this P, we now can access the value of I also. So like if I print the value of I using P, we will write this asterisk P. So this asterisk P is basically referring to the value of I actually. So P is the address of I and asterisk P is the value of I. Now suppose I am incrementing this value through P. So we can write asterisk P is equal to asterisk P plus 10. This statement is equivalent to I is equal to I plus 10. So now if I print the value of I, now this value will be 20. So it will be incremented by 10 and we are incrementing this value using P actually. So if P holds the address of I, this asterisk P can be used equivalently as I. So they both will refer to the same value. This value can be referred by using variable I as well as by using asterisk P. So they can point or they will point to the same value. We can understand the application of pointers by seeing the following example. In this example, we will see the difference when we call a function by passing the value of a variable and when we call a function by passing the address of a variable. So in this program, I will use two functions. Function 1 is taking an integer as input, while function 2 is taking an integer pointer as input. It means when we call function 1, we will pass the value of an integer, and when we call function 2, we will pass the address of an integer. So I am using an integer x, the value of x is say 10, and I am calling function 1 by passing the value of x. Then I am printing the value of x. And after that I am calling function 2 by passing the address of x. Since function 2 takes an address as input, this is why it is declared like integer pointer. So after calling these functions, if we see the definitions of these functions, I am just incrementing the value passed to these functions by 10. So you can see here that when we pass the value of x to the function 1, the control will go to the definition of this function 1 and this n will receive the value of x actually. So here we are calling the function by passing the value of x, and then I am incrementing the value of n by 10. And in the second case, when I am calling this function 2, I am passing the address of x. This is why this p will receive the address of x. And now here I am incrementing this asterisk p. So as we all know that asterisk p will refer to the value of x, since p holds the address of x. So when we increment this asterisk p, we actually are incrementing x. While in the first case, when we are calling the function by passing the value only, we are incrementing the value of n. But that does not mean we are incrementing the value of x. So after running this program, if we will see the output will be 10 and 20. So after calling function 1, we are not able to change the value of x actually. But through this function 2, when we pass the address of x, we are able to increment the value of this x by 10. It means function 1 cannot change the value of x. Since we are passing the value of x, so n will receive only the value of x. N will be equal to x. So by changing n, we cannot change the value of x. But in second case, we are passing the address. So p will receive the address of x. It means through p we can change the value of x. P is pointer to x. So function 2 is able to change the value of x. This is the application of pointers. So here you see we are calling function 1 by passing the value of x, while we are calling the function 2 by passing the address of x. So when we call a function by passing the value, it is called call by value, and when we call a function by passing the address, it is called call by reference. So by call by value method, we cannot change the values of actual parameters. Here x is actual parameter. And when we use call by reference method, then we can change the values of actual parameters. You see, in the definition of this function 2, we are able to change the value of x. So this is the method in which we are calling a function by passing the value. This is call by value, and this is the function in which we are calling the function by passing the address of a variable. So this method is called call by reference. Let's see another example. In this example, you see I want to swap two numbers using function. So if we use call by value method, we will not be able to swap these numbers. You see here I am calling this function swap by passing the values of x and y. And here in this definition we are receiving the values of x and y in the variables a and b, and we are swapping the variables a and b actually. But they cannot swap the values of x and y. So when after calling the function swap, we will print the value of x and y, the values of x and y will be as it is. So we have to use call by reference method. So in call by reference, we will use integer pointers as input parameters. So when we call this function swap, we will pass the addresses of x and y. And in the definition, when we swap the values of asterisk a and asterisk b, we are actually swapping the values of x and y, since the parameter a will receive the address of x, so a will be the pointer to x. So when we will change the value of pointer a, we actually are changing the value of variable x. The same with b. B refers to y, so b is a pointer to y. So when the value of pointer b will be changed, the value of y will be changed. So with this method, by using call by reference, we can actually swap the values of x and y. Here is the formal difference between call by value and call by reference method. In call by value method, we call the function by passing the values of actual arguments, and in case of call by reference, we call a function by passing the address of actual arguments. And in call by value method, when we do any changes in formal parameters, it will not be reflected into actual parameters. But in case of call by reference, if we change the formal parameters, these changes will be reflected in actual parameters. And memory occupied by formal parameters and actual parameters are different in call by value method. While in call by reference, memory location occupied by formal and actual argument is same. That means that pointer will point to the same memory location. When we declare a function in call by value method, it will be declared by just normal passing the data type of that variables. And when we call that function, we just use the names of those variables. And in call by reference method, when we declare a function, we write data type followed by the sign of asterisk. That means we pass the pointer arguments. And when we call the function, we just use the addresses of those variables. So this is the formal difference between call by value method and call by reference method.